Welcome y'all to another one-up guided tour, and we're going to look at puzzle 401 that 8x8 released this very evening. Let's load it up and get started. And here we go. We've been talking a lot about segmentation, and we're going to do that again with this 8x8. And the idea is to find where overlapping short segments can help you solve, but also the topography of the puzzle will tell you how and where to focus your attentions. Like if you have a bunch of staggered segments, you'll have a baseline, and we're going to explain both of those. Right now we have a 1 length, a 2 length, a 3 length, 4 length, 5 length, 6 length, every length segment possible but 7 in this puzzle. That's what I mean by staggered. And by baseline, I'm going to show you as we play. The other thing to mention before we get started, are these threes are going to give us extra threes, like this one here, which gives us a 1 here, and the extra ones are going to give us ones that we can play as well. So that may factor in. It may be a way to shortcut some of the solving that you have to do later. And let's get started now with some of those ones. You know, these 2 ones now look over, making this a 1, and these 2 ones look over, so this has to be a 1 and this a 2. Going back on this line, that has to be a 1. And now looking down, these ones make this a 1. Now this is a 2 or a 3 because it sees a 1 and it's a 3 limit. This is also a 2 or a 3 because it sees 1 and 4 and it's a 4 limit. Combined, they take 2 and 3 out of C1. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are gone. And when we have a 5 limit, this makes this a 5. And that makes this an 8 because you can't have 2 7s. And this is 7. And so as we place them, it reduces the possibilities of the remaining squares. We'll show that in more detail on the bottom with R8 in just a moment. Looking down at this segment, there's only one place left for the 4, and we'll take care of that. And we mentioned earlier 3s, like these 3 sweep over. This has to be a 3. And this 3 and this 3 are taken, so this has to be a 3. Now looking up, that's got to be a 2. And this makes this a 1. We'll come back up there in a minute. Now we're going to finish all of R8. Let's show you how. Right now the 2 has to go here, because, or rather, nothing can go here but a 2. But if you didn't know that, the 2 could go about anywhere. Likewise, as it is, the 4 could go lots of different squares. But by the time we're done, it can only go in 1 square. And let's see how it works. After this becomes a 2, this has to be a 1. There's no other places left for 1, or no other squares, no other numbers left to go in that square. That's what we're getting at. Likewise over here, with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 gone, the 6 limit has to be a 5. It's the only digit left. Well, now this 5 limit has to be a 4 because it's the last digit left. Leaves us 7 and 8, and those resolve. And that's how baseline works. The pool of digits gets smaller as you place them appropriately. Looking up here, we had a 5 somewhere. And we didn't finish this. It's a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's how that goes with a 6 limit. We had a 3 and a 2 we left standing there. See, that's a 2 or a 3. This is also 2 or 3. And that leaves us with 4, 5, and 6 in the line. This can only have a 4. This can't hold that 6. And we're still left with that 2 and 3. We'll let that stand. That has to be a 2. Now what do we get? Let's keep working our way up. What about up here? Where does the 6 go? That's a 3 limit. Can't go there, can't go there. There's our 6. And now our 5's force. Leaves us a what? 2, 3 pair. That's all right. But the next line, where does that 6 go? It has to go there. Where does that 5 go? Now we're left with a 3, 4 pair, but that resolves. And now this resolves, and that resolves, and that resolves. This would be 3 or 4, but it sees a 3. Has to be 4 or 1, but it sees a 4. Has to be a 1. 2 or 4, and it sees 2 and 4, so we know what they are. This can only be 8. That kind of 8. 5 can only go there, which makes this a 1. This has to be 2, this has to be 1, has to be 2, has to be 1, and that is 4. And that's one way to solve one up 401. It's a basic segmentation thing. If you see the staggered solves, you know how to approach it for baselines. Once you get the baselines in, the shorter segments just sort of fall apart. I don't know. Did you guys have problems? If so, did this video help? If you still have questions, please leave a comment. I'll try and help there. Like if you like, share, subscribe, all that other fun stuff. And we'll be back again on another evening. Thanks. Bye.